how are you? This is Loise. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I am based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time, thank you so much. Welcome. Please hit subscribe. For my returning fans, thank you so much for your support. Okay, I'm asking you to subscribe simply because I'm getting a lot of emails, a lot of DMs, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, a lot of questions, and some of these things I have already addressed them in my previous videos. Please subscribe, go through my channel, do some research also, my friend. Yes, do some research, because unfortunately I only have 8 hours in a day to work. I have to make a video and I have to work on my clients' files. Yes, I have cases, I have files which are ongoing. I want to make sure that I'm giving my clients' files the due time and respect and attention. So I cannot be able to just be online addressing your questions, answering your questions. I have said this: if you want to ask a question, and that's why the information that I give on this video is only for your information purposes only. If you have a question, you are denied a visa, you want help with your application, you want to know which supporting documents you should put, which are only relevant to your case, please, I'm happy to help you with that, but please book a consultation session. Then we book a time, we talk on Skype, we go through your application, and I help you and I advise you on that. Okay? All right, that is out of the way. This is part 2 of the video that I made previously about visitor visa denials. But this one is only suited for students. So if you're planning to come here as an international student, you all know that Canada has world-class education. It has some of the best universities and colleges all over the world. This is the video for you, just so that you are well prepared, you know what to expect, and how to make sure that your visa is not getting denied. I know I have seen a lot of complaints. People are saying that Africans are being denied visas. I have seen that myself. There's a lot of visa denials. So we just want to make sure that you're giving your application the best shot. Okay? At the end of the day, visas are given out. They are granted by the discretion of the visa officer. At times you may have the best application, you may have done everything, and still get a denial. So it's beyond me. I don't know what to tell you about that, but to mitigate that, maybe there's something we can do, there's something we can learn, and that is why we are doing this video. Okay? All right. You also know that I'm just gonna put it out there, as people may not know, you can always appeal. If your visa is denied, you can appeal. Thing is, when you appeal, because you're a foreign national and you're outside Canada, you don't have many rights, so you do not have access to the immigration division here. So you would have to appeal through the federal court. You'll need a lawyer who is going to file a judicial review for you, and those kind of stuff do cost a lot of money. But people do appeal. I've seen cases go all the way to the Supreme Court. So people do, if you have the might, you have the money, all that kind of stuff, you can file. You can file for appeal. But before you get there, we just want to make sure that we are giving you the best shot. Okay? All right. You all know the famous reason why people are denied visa is because you did not satisfy the visa officer that you will leave Canada at the end of your study. So you're coming here to study, and the visa officer doesn't believe that you will go home. He thinks you will stay here and try to get a job, or try to get a postgraduate work permit, or try to apply for PR, which is quite legitimate. But remember, I talked about that in my previous video. Look for that video about dual intent, because this is where it applies most, right? So you need to satisfy that visa officer, convince them that I'm only coming to Canada, I want to study for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, after which I will go back home. I have a job waiting for me, I have a family waiting for me, I have the world to change waiting for me, I have purpose, I have dreams, I have aspirations that do not involve Canada, and I'm going to be leaving this place. So you I know for some people, they intend to live in Canada after that. They intend to apply for a postgraduate work permit. Please, that is in your mind, not through your mouth. Okay? Yes, don't go voicing it. Don't tell the visa officer of your intentions, because then if you give them those intentions, you're not going to convince them that you live Canada. See? Huh? Yeah. So make sure you are satisfying them. How do you satisfy a visa officer? It's making sure that your application is full and complete and well organized. It's not convoluted. It's clear, very clear. You know, your intentions are clear. Everything is well organized, labeled, nice table of content. Have things that are clear to work with. Don't write an application that is so many pages and nobody knows where anything is. Okay? People get tired. Visa officers do actually get tired. You know, they're looking at many applications in a day. So they want to spend as less time as possible looking at yours, and they do not want an application that is giving them a headache. So please make sure that your application is appealing, is clear, you know, the formatting is clear, all that, spellings, typos, all that kind of stuff. Take care of those things, and then your intentions are clear, and then you're advocating for yourself. Have a nice submission that explains clearly what it is. If you can have a legal representative do that for you, talk to me about writing a good submission. Write a good submission that is giving you a best shot, that, you know, explains everything, that the visa officer, as much as they're going to look through your documentation, they know exactly what they're walking into. They know the issues that they may raise. They are already addressed as to why you will not contravene the ARPA. Okay? All right. So what you want is to satisfy them. All right. The other thing that is going always a reason for denial is travel history, and this applies in all kind of visas, temporary visas. Travel history. Travel history, they want to know that you have traveled outside of your country, gone somewhere on vacation. This is not, you know, you're 40 years old and you've never left Kenya, and all of a sudden now you want to come to Canada and study a certificate. You have never left the country. This is going to be the first time you're leaving the country. I'm not saying they won't give you, but that's a red flag that you need to be addressing. Okay, then you need to say why you don't have that kind of travel history. Okay, my friend? Yes, so travel history is very important. At least try, if you're planning to come to Canada, try and establish yourself some travel history. I tell you, strategy works all the time. Establish some kind of a travel history. Travel here, go on vacation there, go back to Kenya. They see that you guys love Kenya, or whichever country you're going to. You love it, so you want to go back. So why would you stay in Canada, right? All right, number 3, funds. Funds is a big thing, especially for students, because you know, you're coming here to study as an international student. Education is quality, but it is damn expensive. Yes, studying in Canada can be very, very expensive. If you're coming here to do masters, some programs can go up to $70,000. Yes, or more. Depends on what you're coming to study. So make sure that you are showing that you have enough funds. Enough funds for your studies, at least 1 year of study, and 1 full year of living expenses. Okay? I know a lot of people ask me, so, you know, Loise, I'm planning to come there, get a job, and then I can pay for my school fees. That is okay. It is all right. As a student, you are allowed to work. You're allowed to work up to 20 hours off campus and full-time in campus. When you're a full-time student, you can do that. But, my friend, that is not a reason you're going to put in your application that I'm planning to come look for a job and that job is going to fund my education. No, you're not going to do that, because you're not going to get that visa. Okay? Yes, working is legal as a student, but that is not going, you're not going to indicate that that is going to be the source of your tuition. No. Show in your application that you have enough money for studies, for living expenses, for your insurance, for anything, bus passes, all those kind of stuff. Make sure you are accounting for that. I want to mention this here, because we have 2 types of applicants. We have young applicants, and then we have mature students. Young applicants, they don't have money, okay? So if you just left high school, you're going to use your parents' bank statements, okay? and assets and everything. You're going to use your parents. That is okay. Nobody expects an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old to have a few million Kenya shillings in their statements. Nobody. Okay? However, if you're a mature student, you want to come study in Canada, your course is going to cost you $30,000 and you have nothing in your name. My friend, that's a red flag. Ask yourself, does it make sense? Huh? I see people who tell me, yes, I applied, I put my auntie's statement, my neighbors, and it doesn't matter whether they notarized and signed affidavits that they're going to support you. But do you see? There's a question mark there, as in, why is your neighbor saying they'll give you support to study in Canada for $40,000? Why? And maybe even their kids have never gone abroad to study. So why you? What is the benefit? Huh? How can the government rely on the fact that it's your neighbor who says they'll pay for your school fees? Have funds in your name. If you're a mature student, please have funds in your name. Yeah? Okay? All right. All right. And I'm not saying, you can always be sponsored, but, it has to be sensible. It has to make sense. Make sure. Sense is the real thing. It's the word that I like using. Make sure it makes sense. Okay? Number 4, ties. Ties, and this, I'm going to talk about ties. 2 ties. There's ties in Canada and ties back home. Ties back home matter so much, even when you're a student. What is going to motivate you to go back home after you study in Canada? Why won't you stay? Why won't you overstay? Why won't you look for a job? Why won't you apply for PR? Okay? But what is going to make you want to go back home? Do you have a family? Do you have a big family? Do you have, children? Do you have a husband? Do you have a spouse? And this is why I tell people, if you're applying, at times you can apply to come as the whole family when you're coming to study. At times, it makes sense when somebody comes and then you can sponsor your family later. Because then it's not like you're bringing the whole family. Because what you do when you apply for the whole family to come and study, if you have a lot of money, if you're very high net worth, that may not matter, because come on, these people like money. But if you don't have all the other things going for you, then bringing your family here is that you're cutting your ties back home. So make sure that you're taking care of your ties back home, your family, your assets, that community involvement, that bigger purpose that you have back there. Please make sure your job, right, your business, make sure that you are showing those ties and how they relate to you and how they'll motivate you to go back home. The other one is ties in Canada. This, at times, I don't know what to do about it, because come on, if you have your parents here, you cannot send your parents back to Kenya so that you can come here study. But most of the times they still use that against you, that you have more ties in Canada than you have back home. So you have to justify clearly how you would still want to go back home. Okay? All right. The other one is supporting documentation. My friend, support your application. You cannot over support your application. Make sure as much as you have that document checklist that you're checking, yes, I put ID, yes, photocopy, all that kind of stuff that you're putting there, your passport, all that kind of stuff, make sure you put more than enough. Support your case. Anything you feel that is relevant, that can help your application, make sure you're having that with you. Okay? All right. The other one, so why Canada? That is a big question. Why Canada? Why do you want to come study in Canada? Why can't you study online? There are so many courses you can study. Why don't you want to go to the United States? Why not Singapore? Why not Uganda? Right? So my friend, why Canada? Make sure you have justified the reason you want to come to Canada. Show that relevance. Okay? Show that relevance. Why do you want to come to Canada and not, and not Turkey? Okay? The other thing that is going to work against you is inadmissibility. If you have an idea that your health could be compromised, you had a DUI, you were arrested, there's a warrant for arrest, you killed somebody, or you were in some kind of an army, things that are going to show up in your police check, please have those addressed by legal counsel. Talk to me, talk to somebody before you do that application, because there are ways of countering inadmissibility. One kind of inadmissibility you should be very, very careful about is misrepresentation. When you give fake documents, I know some people tell me, yeah, I talked to this agent and they gave a fake bank statement. Why would you do that, my friend? Do not attempt to give fake information, because you're going to jeopardize all your chances of ever coming here again. Okay? All right, so make sure that you take care of that. There are other things which are really working against students, and this I'm going to talk about students in Africa who are not participating in the Student Direct program. Because I think Senegal is now participating in the Student Direct program, so I'm not talking about that program. I'm talking about the regular study permits. Some things are really working against us, okay? And the most important one is a poor study plan. You must make a study plan. And that is where you are justifying everything, right? If you don't have a good study plan, make sure you sit with someone who knows what they are doing. Sit down with me, call me, give me that, send me that email. Let's go through your study plan, or someone go through your study plan to make sure that your study plan is impeccable, okay? The other one, as I said, is poor advocacy. Are you advocating for yourself? Or you're just doing something haphazard? Quickly, you want to be done. It's stressful. Are you lazy in your application? Because I see a lot of lazy people even who reach out to me. I tell someone, send me an email. And they're like, send you an email? Why? Can't we work on WhatsApp? My friend, don't be lazy. And I see a lot of lazy people who are doing applications. Yeah, some people, when I insist that you must send me an email, they just send an email with the title only, I want to come to Canada. And I'm left wondering, how am I supposed to help you? The same thing. That's why you put an application, it gets denied. Who has time to think and dig for information from you? So make sure you are your best advocate in your application. Advocate, talk nicely, Make sure your application is talking for yourself, it's selling you, it's giving you all the chances that you can get, okay? The other one, age. Age is really working against us. And I keep saying age works against immigrants 70% of the time. And this is how age is working against students. So this is a good example. I said, if you're coming to study right after school, it's justifiable, right? After high school, it's okay. You want to come to university, it's justifiable. But you are 40 years, you left high school, like me, maybe in 1995, that's when you left high school. You have never gone to school, or you did a course, you did not do anything with it, and now all of a sudden you want to come do a certificate, right? Why now? Why is it now when you're 45 is when you want to come do a degree? You get? So make sure, I'm not saying it's illegal to come do your degree at 40 or 50, but make sure you are addressing those, you're explaining exactly why now, right? Why are you doing that now? The other thing, a big thing, is relevance. You will not believe it. How is your course relevant to your life, to your future? Work experience, what have you been doing this many years? What have you been doing? So you finished high school, okay, yes, you did agriculture, or you did let's say you did insurance, okay? You have never worked in insurance. As a matter of fact, you have been selling in a pharmacy, okay? You have been a shop attendant. You've been selling pharmaceutical goods or whatever. You could even be a manager doing whatever, right? And you've had a successful career in that. You studied insurance. You've been selling something different, because come on, you gotta do what you gotta do. People have to do the jobs that they need to do. But now at 45, you want now to come and do a master's in insurance, and you have not done anything in that insurance. Do you see? It doesn't make sense. So what is the relevance of your course? And relevance is funny because it doesn't necessarily have to be a big thing. If you're good at making nails or hair, right? If you're good at making hair, or you're a good tailor who is doing a wonderful job, or whatever it is you're doing. If that's what you've been doing, and now you've seen a course, even a certificate course that can help, you want to come and learn world-class skills in that, it is completely relevant. You don't have to be coming here to do a degree or a master's in things, rocket science. No, you can come here and do something that is completely relevant to you, and you will get it because it's relevant, irrespective of what that is. Okay? The other thing, the final thing, this is my final point, that is really working against us Africans is that a lot of our students, they are setting some precedents. Okay? They are setting precedents. They come here, they drop out of school. They come here, after some time, they never finish. Their courses take 8 years. They seek asylum after that. They don't go back as they say that they would go back. Okay? So these things do matter. Canada has statistics. These people do check the statistics. They collect information from universities. How are these kind of students performing? What are they doing? Do they really come here to study, or they're just using study to get entrance to Canada? And I'm going to leave it at that. So those are the things that you need to look at, the things which are causing us be denied visa. So if you can address those, then you're giving yourself a good shot. Okay, if you have any question, please reach out to me. My email is going to be at the description part of this video. Thank you so much. Subscribe, share this video if you like it. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night, good day. See you next time. Bye now.